let me share some thoughts and some insights on what women in leadership is all about. There have been some hits and misses, and some of this data I have got from the UN Women Leadership Data, McKinsey's Diversity and Inclusion Report, and couple of other, well-known research reports that have been published on what it is about women in leadership. There have been some hits also. It's not that they've done really bad or something. There have been a lot of good things that women have done good. Now, for example, Indra Nooyi has written a fantastic book on women leadership. So lots of people like Indra Nooyi or so many other women leaders, they have done good. They have done well for themselves. Yes, they've had their share of challenges, but they have done very good for themselves. So what are the hits and what are the misses? So the hits, India specifically has conferred a great position for women, and we have had a lot of women leaders in our history, right? Whether it's in political area or whether it's in the erstwhile before independence, the rulers who fought for our for our independence. We've had a lot of women who have been conferred great positions. So Indian scriptures do confer a very great position for women, as not just as a professional, but as a coach, as a guide to the family, as a guide to the society. So this is a fantastic position that a woman holds in Indian context, right? Several freedom fighters in India were women. India has also had fantastic political leaders from the women. Several women are in the top 100 women leaders list of the world. So we have done pretty well. So, but what are the misses? Here is this is India statistic, and the world statistic is not very different, Ranjan, right? The India statistic is like India ranks third lowest in having women in leadership roles. And this is for the third consecutive year since 2017, since this research is being done. Only 17% of the senior roles are supposed to be held by women, according to this survey. That is, something alarming and something for leaders to, think about and mull over and reflect, actually, right? 17% senior roles, and out of that, 7% of the senior management on the CXO level or on the MD level are held by women in India, just 7%, right? And even in that senior leadership positions, the roles that are held by women in India are that of human resources director or corporate controller, etc. And the percentages I've shared on screen. So why is this so? One is, what can corporates do or what can organizations do to help change these statistics, to help change the landscape? That is one aspect. But I want to take a step back, and I want to talk about what, first of all, every professional, especially women, can do for themselves. For that, I need to actually, get deeper into certain psychological or human behavioral aspects of what we need to do and bust some of the myths as to what it means. We use a lot of jargons like work-life balance, etc. I want to bust some of these myths, which the reason why I want to do that is many times these things like work-life balance, managing, different priorities, etc. This seem to tend towards becoming a burden or becoming a additional task for women. Right? So how can a woman, first of all, change her attitude, and how can we as a collective society change our attitude towards that? Right. And this principle, I think, is kind of applicable for both the genders, right? Both, because at the end of the day, we are a collective society. So we all have our roles to play in making this success story happen. So here is a very interesting diagram that I'm sharing with you. A lot of research on, psychology, human behavior has proven that we have two parts of our brain, two sides of a brain, right? The left brain and the right brain. Like the image represents, the left brain is our logical, analytical, mathematical area of our brain. And the right is more of relationship-oriented, emotions, etc. Right? Many times, there is a narrative that has been built in the corporates that men are more left-brained and women are more right-brained, and that's why both of them cannot handle certain types of roles. Okay. I think first of all, that is one myth that needs to be bust. Right? It's not that women are only right-brained and so they get very emotional, etc. or men are not capable of emotional relationships or relationship management skills. So I think it depends on what is the kind of mentoring, coaching, and the narratives we have built in the society and in the organizations. So if I were to actually correlate the left and right brain functions into what it is normally considered and how we need to start rethinking, rehashing, and relooking at it. So what is it that we need to worry about in today's work life? What should women bother about? Is it work-life balance or is it personality balance? Is work-life balance only a women's challenge? I think this is a challenge that even a lot of men face today, right? Men are contributing equally towards development of, a relationship, a family. They do their contributions, they do their bit. Right. So who is, working towards the personality balance rather than the shallow work-life balance definitions that we have today at workplace?
Right.
On the left-hand side, you see the left brain functions, right, which has been scientifically proven to be part of the left brain and which are considered to be more masculine. And right brain functions, which are more emotional, intuitive, and subjective in nature, which are labeled to be feminine functions. Now, here's a question for everyone. So does that mean that there are no feminine functions in a man's brain and there are no masculine functions in a woman's brain? First of all, if we can move away from this, from this narrative that, men are more left-brained or women are more right-brained, I think that is the first step in creating the right organizational roles for both men and women. Right? It's not that a man cannot be a fantastic HR person or a woman cannot be in a technological role driving left brain, so-called left brain functions, right? She can do that as well. Right. We have to change, first of all, the narratives that have been built in the organization. Both sides of the coin require consideration, in the sense a man needs to be, he can be coached and developed to enhance his right brain faculties. A woman can be coached and trained and mentored to develop her left brain faculties. First, we need to create this kind of opportunity for men and women especially, because they are the ones who are, the statistics are not in their favor. So we need to help women pick up these left brain faculties and get ready for roles that require this kind of a disposition or attribute.